3, 2...
Hey, what's up everyone? My name's Typwo. This is Dark Souls Any Percent Force Quit. If you saw Brew do the run a few hours ago, this is quite different. And you will see why. It does not go to all the bosses, and it uses an exploit that actually closes the game to do a wrong warp. So, pretty cool stuff. Short run. I'm going to be starting as Hunter with the Master Key, and as soon as I fill in this information, I'll have the countdown started. So, 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so like any other Dark Souls speedrun, you start in the Asylum, you grab the key and you open the door. If you can't open the door, you didn't grab the key, and you get the "it's locked" signal, which is bad news. Usually that's a reset. If I got the bad key RNG in this run, I would basically just go and try to grab the key again. So I'm taking off the armor here, putting on the dark sign. Just menuing and stuff like that. You can do it fog gates, you can do it bonfires, you can do it ladders. Most efficient way of doing all that stuff. I dropped the sword hilt there because it's useless to me. The sword hilt is an item you get early on in the game that really doesn't do any damage, so there's no reason to keep it. You run past Asylum when you start out. We're going to grab two items here, the shield and the sword. These hollows in the Asylum can be pretty annoying to get past, as their RNG changes pretty often. But this guy won't bug us here. We're going to grab these two items, and it gives him enough time to pass us. Alright, so now that we have that, we're going to do some menuing at the fog gate. We need to equip this short sword and this large leather shield. Now that we're all set with that, we want to avoid this boulder that comes down. And talk to Oscar. Oscar's going to give us Estus and a key, because he's a really cool guy. Alright, go around this hollow. The next set of hollows are the ones that always cause people trouble. You need to make sure you don't aggro the second one. So aggro the first guy. Go past him. Second guy did get aggroed, but that's fine. We'll waste a little bit of time killing him, go through the fog gate, and we want to do a jump attack on top of this first boss, Asylum Demon. Jump attack does a double hit most of the time. And then we do 1, 2, we move forward a bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Open the door and quit out. Quitting out here is slightly slower RTA, but it's better for IGT. Now, for those of you who don't know, this game is the speedruns are done using IGT because RTA is inconsistent. Basically, the frame rate differs for different runners. It's never consistent. It's not really a great port. As you may know, the remaster is going to be released soon, so we'll probably be fixing some of the issues. But yeah, IGT is used for now. It's more of a accurate depiction of the speedrun. Alright, so we get on this elevator. I do not need this sword anymore. We're not going to use it for the rest of the speedrun. I still do need the bow, and the shield is extremely helpful. So, heading down the elevator, coming to the side over here. I'm going to do what I call a toggle escape there. That's avoiding the stagger animation. Pick up this 800 soul. Roll over this little area right here. This can be a tough roll to do sometimes, for some reason. There we go. Alright, so I pick up the S-Stock there. Now, you might be wondering, why would he be getting the S-Stock? That's not a very good weapon. And that's a very good point. It's not a very good weapon, but I'm going to do a trick called Move Swap in this run, where I take the running attack of the S-Stock, which does 2 attacks in 1 hit, and Move Swap it onto the Great Club. Now, the Great Club is a pretty OP weapon in terms of damage, so it's going to be very useful to have that move set of the S-Stock. Basically, you have a lot of large weapons in this game that have slow attacks, and once you change a weapon's move set, you can do a lot of damage in a very small amount of time and not have to worry about how long it takes you to hit an enemy and if you're going to die. So very important for speedruns. Move swap is probably one of the best glitches in the game, and you'll see me do it in a bit. Okay, so continuing on here, I picked up another soul, so I now have an 800 soul, I have a 1k soul, and I also have a 2k soul. I'm going to head past these drakes here, cut around the corner, and pick up the important RTSR item here. Now, RTSR is a red tear stone ring. If you don't know about it, it basically doubles your damage. But it only does that if you're below 20% health. That's very important. So we have this 800, 1000, 2000 soul. These are important to have because they're going to give you enough stats to use the Great Club in a bit. So we grab the red tear stone ring, we roll off the side of the tower, and then we try to get past these drakes without having them kill us. And unfortunately, the drakes were in a bad position, so we died. So that means we have to go all the way back down, which isn't too much of an issue, but it does happen. So in general, the drakes are nuisances. They tend to get into positions that aren't too nice to speedrunners. I would say about 90% of the time they're okay, and then the rest of the time they tend to do things like that, where they arrange in a certain position that allows the lightning breath to go towards you rather than in back of you. The tough thing here is we're gonna have to grab our souls. So I'll just toggle escape off this and continue on. Yeah, so disclosure, every night at about 8:10 p.m. my ISP starts dropping frames. I don't know what causes it. I can stream for 10 hours before 8:10 p.m. and everything is perfectly fine at 3000 kbps or even higher. But as soon as it hits 8:10 p.m., I start seeing these mini PowerPoint presentations within my stream. So don't worry too much about it. I'm not splicing or anything. My runs aren't good enough for that. Alright, so pretty easy run. Valley of the Drakes here. Now we got some souls sitting up there on the top of the tower. I do need those. Without those, I cannot use a Great Club. I'm gonna go back and collect them. These drakes do all sorts of different patterns down here in terms of how they arrange themselves and whatnot. I don't know what you're gonna get, but you can even die on the ladder here. Like, the drakes can use their electricity breath to kill you while you're climbing up the ladder. It's very annoying. Alright, so let's grab these things. I actually want to use this, because it's going to allow me to roll off further. And then we'll just do that again. Okay, so we got past the drakes, which is nice. I'll give you guys frame drop updates as we go along. I'm only dropping 1.4% of frames so far, so not a big deal. Okay, so the souls, that's your 800, that's your 1000, and this is your 2000. That gives us all the stats we need to use a Great Club. You need 19 strength to two-hand it. So we're going to do that right now, just level up to 19 strength. And then we're going to Dark Sign out of here. So that's the weird part. You just see a black screen. But what I did is I Alt F4 on the last few frames of the bonfire animation before you see your character again. That is the wrong warp. You close the game, and when you load back in, you're going to be in a completely different location. So I think you have anywhere from like 3 to 6 frames to do this. I'm not sure exactly, but you can see that I'm nowhere near where I was before, and I can now head down and grab the Great Club. Alright, so Blighttown, known to be a area where there's not a lot of fun to be had in casual play, and to be honest, it's not the most fun area in speedruns either. These ogres can do fast attacks, which are pretty nasty, like that. Alright, nice. So that plunge is actually kind of tough sometimes. The plunge mechanic in this game is really neat because your damage while falling by doing a plunge basically in midair against some kind of ledge or object. And what that allows you to do is when you land, you roll and you don't take the damage you normally would. Very effective to get to certain areas really quickly. This part seems rather spooky. I guess it can be, but we'll see if I die here. No, I don't. Okay, good. Pick up the Great Club. These two dudes over here with the big rocks in their hands, they can kill you, but 99% of the time they do not. And we are safe. Up to 4.1% frame drop. Hope you're enjoying the slideshow, as it happens sometimes. Another mechanic in this game is taking damage from slopes. Wall, and you're gonna see me take damage. Just like that. Alright, so that is the move swap that you just saw me do. I'm gonna put the RTSR ring on, and be in range very soon. You don't really want her to do that attack off the bat. It's kind of annoying, but it's okay. Alright, so now we're in range. He's going to do a slow attack. We're going to do another move swap attack. He's going to do a slow lava attack, which is terrific. My favorites. Not being sarcastic or anything, that's actually really good. Alright, well that's Quelaag. Alright, so now that we've killed Quelaag, we're going to go and ring the bell. As you know, you need to ring some bells to progress in this game. If you don't know that, that's also okay. Okay, next wrong warp. Let me just put these arrows on before I forget. Arrows are important. Alright, so that one was actually a little late. About 6 seconds away from the bonfire, so you can just retry it as much as you want. Annoying, but he's usually a nice guy. Like, he's usually not gonna bother you. We'll do that. Alright. That one should be good. So you normally have to walk past the knight, go past the crystal. But this will actually transport you right next to the Titanite Demon. So this is the second wrong warp of the game, a nice time save. So pretty innocuous. Don't really need to do much here, just go around this tail. He won't bother you. Alright, Andre, very important dude. You walk up to him, you're gonna want to buy 9 of these shards. Very Alright, last task here is to get my endurance up to 20. That's going to allow me to get rid of the mid-roll and do a fast roll. So 20 endurance, and then we go up to kill gargoyles. So gargoyles is a super easy fight. Hopefully I don't jinx myself by saying that, but it really is. With the Great Club, you just do so much damage that they can't do much to you. So the worst thing they can do to you is really just waste your time. I'm gonna put on the shield here. This Balder Knight kind of blocks you sometimes. The best way to avoid him is just to... and then move on. Alright, so Hollow Room. Lots of RNG in here, as you can see. Luckily we did not get hit. We can put on the short bow again, and we're going to do another move swap right before we get to the gargoyle fight. So still in a pretty good range. Alright. So this gargoyle, first one, takes 2 move swap attacks. Let's see what he opens up with. That's an okay attack. Not the best, but can handle it. So that's the first gargoyle down. The second guy usually does fire breath like that, and he dies in just 1 running attack, so easy enough. Alright, so we're gonna ring this bell and get out of here. And that is gargoyles. We have 3 more left. But before that, we have another wrong warp right here. Alright, that one looked good too. The timing for the wrong warps are actually different. The first 2 that you saw have a earlier timing. This one is the one that takes the longest. And then the final wrong warp is the one that gets you into the kiln. That one is somewhere in the middle. So you have to know all the timings to do these properly. Those snakes usually don't bother you. It's another 99% thing. 1% of the time, they will... Also, nothing you can do about that. Okay, so this is Sens Fortress. You might have been in here before. A lot of swinging blades, a bunch of enemies that you don't really want to deal with. In general, once you learn the path to get through this, it's not too bad. We're gonna wait here for this guy to get hit by the boulder, and then just walk past him. Pretty simple stuff. So the boulder visits us again very shortly. The problem here is you can't take the damage from the boulder. You're probably like the quit out mechanism here. So I'll just jump, quit out, load back in, and the boulder cycle will be reset, and I can just start running again. Also, sorry about the sound there. When you load back in, the boulder is at 10. Like I said, it's a bad port. Alright, slap this guy. Got pushed to the witching hour indeed. We're now at 5.8% frame drop. I'm really hoping it doesn't stretch too far and that the run is still watchable. Either way, thank you for watching. Over to the bow here. And we're going to do another move swap very soon. Okay, so our Iron Golem's coming up. There is a archer guarding the door here. He's usually not too much of an issue, but sometimes he blocks the doorway completely. Alright, you kind of don't want to kill Iron Golem, you want to just knock him off, so that's what we're going to try to do here. So cycle behind him like this. You don't want to do that, that's really bad. But not a big deal, we'll just wait for him. And he gets knocked off, we're all set. We're gonna do this, and then take the little ring in the center. So when I said we're gonna do Alright, so we jump over here, use a Twin Humanity, and head into Anor Londo. Jumps here to get over to the rafters. The rafters is another place that I can die. Sometimes you just get hit by 2 or 3 knives and you really can't do anything about it. If I get hit by 2 or 3 knives, I'm gonna have to run all the way back. And it'll be super annoying, but the chances of that happening are very low. Alright, no knives. So these 2 dudes on the rafters, they're painting guardians. They're guarding the painting down there. They can run out in front of you, or backstab you. That guy was nice. We'll see what this guy does. Alright, looks like a pretty good rafters. Okay, so you rotate this mechanism in the center of Anor Londo, which allows you to get up to the tougher area, I guess, where you have the Batwing Demons and the Silver Knight Archers and all that nonsense. They shouldn't really be too bad, though. I'm gonna have some audio cues that I'm gonna want to listen to, however. So there's a number of ways to take on this portion. You can play it ultra safe, or you can just run through like this. This guy usually doesn't cause you much of an issue, but you have to be careful about these Batwing Demons. So I'm gonna listen for an audio cue here. Alright, good. Roll under that guy, listen again. Alright, got some spears over there, but avoided all those successfully. So the last part is the Silver Knight Archers. This guy, you kind of just have to wait for him to stop firing at you. Okay, so he stopped. Move back. He's gonna kill himself, as he should. And then we'll just roll off to the side here and take the bonfire. Now, I am taking a bunch of safeties here. If I wasn't taking these safeties, the route would be a total disaster. So yeah, it's nice to have safeties for a run like this. Alright, so leveling up to 29 strength here. Nice little bonus. Don't usually get that in runs. And then we'll get an RTSR setup from this dude. Thank you so much, dude. Alright, so another move swap. Just like that. We're gonna drop down and then encounter ONS. And ONS has about 1 million ways to kill you, so don't be surprised if I die. Alright, so we got the good opening. Just need Smo to be nice now. That was nice. Alright, so Smo's gonna charge us. We'll just deal with that. So, you can kind of stun lock Smo. You don't really have to worry about him too much. Just keep doing that. He's dead. Made the elevator, which is pretty nice. Sometimes you don't. Alright, so we just have one boss left. Shoot Guinevere makes everything really easy. Use a Homer Bone. And we are on to Gwyn. Alright, so this is the tricky warp. And the most important one. Alright, nice little thing you can do here is attack Framped, just like this. Makes you drop a little bit faster. Always a cool thing to do. Might be a little early. Like I said, this is the hardest of the warps, because it's kind of in the middle of the other two. The earlier warps are really quick, the Sens Warp is really slow, and this one's in the middle, so usually takes a few attempts for me to get this one. Alright, that looks good. Looks like we're in the kiln now. So, that's the last wrong warp. Like I said before, it's an Alt F4 that closes the game and puts you in a default location. That default location, when you're in that area, right near the Lord Vessel, is actually inside the kiln. Don't ask me why this happens, it's just ridiculous that you can get in here and only kill a few bosses. Absolutely amazing. Whoever found this is a genius. Alright, so RTSR setup here. Get hit by that guy. This guy can do a weird attack sometimes, so you kind of have to be wary of that. He did a good attack though, so we're all set. We're gonna want to get move swapped again, so I'll move swap here. Now, I particularly hate this knight. He's always done terrible things to me in the past, so I'm just gonna kill him. As, you know, retribution or whatever. Alright, so if you run to the left of this guy, he'll never kill you. And if you run to the right of this other guy, he'll never kill you. Pretty nice. Okay, final boss fight. Roll forward to avoid getting hit. And then we're gonna try to stunlock Gwen here. I say try. Let's see what happens. Unfortunately, I died because I missed one of the hits because he jumped back. So this is the Gwyn fight in this route. It's one of the ones I'm most worried about. Gwyn has a very good chance of just kind of backstepping and causing you to die to him. Alright, so we're going to do the wrong warp again. We're going to need to get an RTSR set up again and go through the whole process. Sadly, once you're in the kiln, there's no way of holding that position. You do have to do the wrong warp every time. Alright, that should be pretty good. Yeah, in general, move swap Gwyn is not too fun. He can always do something really weird. Alright, so Deja Vu, we're gonna do the same stuff all over again. It's not gonna be too interesting. The run through the kiln, it's just kind of a build-up. Not much really happens, to be honest. Oh, did Brood die as well? I had no idea he died to Gwen. Alright, so this guy's doing good attacks. That's nice. Alright, that's unfortunate. You don't get a move swap there. You gotta be careful because of this knight over here. Hopefully he's nice this time, though. Okay, he was okay. That's not the nicest attack you can do, though. The quit out there was because he was about to kill me, so you have to be wary of that. So the problem with move swap in general is sometimes it just doesn't work because you're too fast or too slow. So you need a good timing to get it to work correctly. Also, when you quit out there, there's a cool little thing that happens here. This knight isn't here anymore. I don't know why that happens, so I can't really tell you what's going on there. Alright, so we're gonna quit out one more time so we can properly do a move swap and not die from the knight that's running after us. Quit outs are pretty important for de-aggroing enemies in this game. Alright, so we'll do this again. Hopefully Gwen is nicer. So 1, 2, get behind him. And that's it. I'll grab my souls. You have to wait for the bonfire, which takes a little bit of time. Not too bad though. And that is time.
We got a 31-37.
31-37? Okay. I mean, the Drake death cost me a lot of time, and so did the Gwen death, of course, so it's not too bad considering. More soured about the frame drops, but there's nothing I can do about that.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, it's a cool little run. If you're interested in doing it, feel free to drop by the Speed Souls Discord. Even though people may call us assholes, we're actually really helpful. So, you know, ask me questions, ask anyone their questions. For anyone who was watching, thanks for watching the run, and thanks so much for all of the people that put the hard work into NASA and ARPGME. And with that, I think I'm going to sign off. So, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
No worries. See ya.